to all men. So that means that in any situation, we can't criticize leadership. You know, many times people criticize leadership and authority and say, oh, this and they're abominable. You know what? They're our authority. They're our leaders. We have to deal with them right now. We have to accept them. The only thing we can do is just pray for them. The only thing we can do is say, well, look, this is how it is. But you know what? I'm going to live according to what the Word of God tells me, as long as I'm within the confines of what the laws. You know, turn with me to Romans 13, chapter 1. This is Paul talking again to Romans, and it says, this is Romans 13, chapter 1. Let every soul be subject to the governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and the authorities that exist appointed by God. Therefore, whoever resists the authority resists the ordinance of God, and those who resist will bring judgment on themselves. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to evil. Do you want to be unafraid of the authority? Do what is good, and you will have praise from the same. For he is God's minister to you for good. But if you do evil, be afraid of he who does not hear the sword in vain. For he is God's minister and avenging to execute wrath on him who practices evil. Therefore, you must be subject not only because of the wrath, but also for conscience sake. For because of this, you pay taxes. For they are God's ministers attending continually to the very thing, rendering therefore all due taxes to whom taxes are due, customs to whom customs are due, fear to whom fear, and honor to whom honor. Now that says a lot. And then saying, okay, what does that mean? A lot of that's saying that the governing the authority, we have to honor them as Christians. We have to obey them as Christians. We have to follow them as Christians, according to what God says. However, we have to do what they expect us to do. But in addition to that, because the governing world is not of the godly world, if the leader is not godly. So we follow them, but then we still have to make sure we're following according to the Word of God. The governor has authority to put people in jail with the sword. It has the authority to have capital punishment. It has the authority to have all of these things. But that doesn't mean that we believe in that. We don't have to believe in certain things. You know, godly people shouldn't believe in capital punishment. You know, no one should have a right to decide who lives or dies except for God. That's not a man-made decision. However, we have to respect that the government has that, but we don't have to support that. And those are the kind of things that we look at and see who supports these things, who we're voting for, who supports what we're believing in God, or who supports the things that says going to accept.